The joint Russian-Turkish aggression against Armenia led to the destruction of the First Republic of Armenia. In December 1920, power in the Republic of Armenia passed to the Communists. After the Republic of Armenia was Sovietized, about 1,000 Armenian officers were arrested by the new Bolshevik authorities, including Generals Tovmas Nazarbekian and Movses Silikyan. They were forced to walk from Yerevan to Alaverdi by foot, about 160 kilometers, and some of them were killed on the road. These officers were subsequently sent to jails in Baku and Russia. In February 1921, many heroes of the Battle of Sardarabad were shot, including Daniel Bekperumian, while his brother Pogos Bekperumian committed suicide after being tortured. Intellectuals were also harassed. Wheat was taken away from villagers without any compensation. The brutal policy of war communism pursued against the population of the Republic of Armenia, and the entire domestic and foreign policy of the Soviet authorities that occupied the Republic of Armenia caused strong discontent among all strata of Armenian society. Discontent literally grew stronger day by day. In 1921, the Red Army units were withdrawn from Armenia with the aim of Sovietization of Georgia. Taking advantage of this, the Committee for the Salvation of Armenia was formed from February 1st to 10th, 1921, consisting of 9 people, headed by Simon Vratsian. On February 13th, it declared a civil uprising. The first to start the rebellion were the people of Sassoon, who had moved to the foot of Aragats. The popular uprising and civil war began everywhere, and by February 17th, Ashtarak, Ejmiatsin, Garni, and Hrazdan were taken over by rebel forces. On February 18th, the rebels, led by Kuro Tarkanyan and Martiros Bash-Garnetsi, entered Yerevan, where the Committee for the Salvation of the Fatherland was created, headed by former Prime Minister Simon Vratsian. Before retreating, the Bolsheviks executed almost all the prisoners in the Yerevan prison in one night. Most of them were former officials and military men arrested by the Bolsheviks immediately after coming to power. Among those killed were Amazasp Servanstian, Colonel Gorganyan, Fedayeen fighters Sergo, Macedon, Grigor, and others. By midday on February 18th, the capital was already in the hands of the rebels. It was an indescribable, unique, intoxicating moment which can be felt, experienced, but cannot be described. Particularly touching was the moment when, under the people's indignation, the doors of the bloody Bolshevik prison and the Cheka collapsed, and thousands of prisoners freely walked out onto the streets, decorated with Armenian flags, where they were greeted with the national anthem, Our Homeland. Alas, Amazasp, Sergo, Colonel Gorganyan, and others were not among them. The committee sent a message to the Armenian delegation in Paris and to the leaders of world powers, France, United Kingdom, Italy, League of Nations, etc. But it remained unanswered. A message was also sent to the Armenian delegation in Tiflis, Georgia, where after the Sovietization of Armenia, local Armenians were subjected to violence. Georgia responded to the message on February 21st when the Armenian embassy was reopened in Tiflis. Georgia fell to the Soviets on February 25th. Thereafter, the Armenian rebels were left alone against the Bolshevik forces in the Caucasus. The day of Yerevan's liberation, the leading organs of the Bolshevik Party, with several detachments and 2 armored trains, left Yerevan and concentrated in Artashat region, where they were surrounded by rebels. Soviet power was preserved in the north of Armenia, in the area of Spitak, Vayots Dzor, and Dilizhan. The head of the Cheka of Soviet Armenia, Shavarsh Amirkanyan, military commissar Avis Nurijanyan, and deputy of the Cheka, Isaac Dovlatian, sent a telegram through the headquarters of the Armenian Red Army to Grigory Ordzonikidze in Baku. which reported that there were no Russian military units on the territory of Armenia, since they had been withdrawn to perform other tasks, and that the military units of the Armenian Red Army did not inspire much hope in the struggle to restore Soviet power. After the capture of Yerevan, the Salvation Committee of the Fatherland was founded under the leadership of former Prime Minister Simon Vratsian, which was to govern the country until the formation of a new government. The committee addressed the population on February 18th, which called on people to protect order and rule, strictly fulfill all the orders of the committee. Throughout the 42-day rebellion, bloody battles took places between rebel forces and the Bolsheviks. On February 27th, the Bolsheviks tried to attack Yerevan, but they were forced to retreat on March 1st. After a 2-week pause, Bolshevik units attacked again and took over Artashat on March 16th. But the next day, rebel forces started an offensive and recaptured the town. After the Sovietization of Georgia, the 11th Red Army returned to Armenia, and, together with Armenian Bolshevik forces, which greatly outnumbered the rebels, launched a major offensive on March 24th. They captured Aparan and Kotek and entered Yerevan on April 2nd. The rebel forces retreated without any serious battle to avoid the destruction of the capital. The rebel forces and many civilians retreated to Syunik, where they joined the Republic of Mountainous Armenia, which, under the leadership of Garagin Njde, declared itself independent from Soviet rule. The history of the struggle of the Republic of Mountainous Armenia, under the leadership of Garagin Njde, is another heroic page of Armenia, to which we will definitely return in our next program. The reasons of the revolt were later discussed by the Bolshevik government, and it was decided to treat the population with more tolerance. After suppressing the February Uprising, Alexander Myasnikian was appointed chairman of the Council of People's Commissars of Armenia, the newly installed government of the Armenian Soviet Socialist Republic. The February Uprising is one of the controversial and heroic pages of Armenian history, about which there are many positive and negative opinions. But an Armenian Bolshevik intellectual said, "In such conditions, none of the nations is capable of daring to revolt. As a human being, I am surprised. As a Bolshevik, I condemn. As an Armenian, I am proud."